Hello, Wacky Teacherpreneur. Thanks for joining Jess and I. I'm Amanda. That's Jess, sitting in front of a dead fish, dancing and eating the bones, I guess. I don't really know what the heck is going on over there, but you can go to our YouTube channel to check out what our weird backgrounds look like. I am sitting. You're you're cracking me up, Jess. I'm sitting in front of a city that's covered in either it's smoke or maybe it's just fog. Um, but this episode is all about market research. So, like, what is market research? What do these people behind me? That's what market research is. It's like, what do your customers want? Like, what are they looking for? What do they want? Like, I guess that's the easiest way to define what market research is. And so, like, how can you use AI, like AI large language model, like chat GPT, if you're using chat GPT or Claude? We're going to be using Claude because we're Claude advocates. We really like Claude more than ChatGPT, even though we sometimes do use ChatGPT from time to time. I'm not paying for ChatGPT anymore. I don't think Jess is either. I'm paying for Claude. Um, and yeah, I mean, I used to be sort of anti-AI, but I feel like that's really hard when you're an entrepreneur to not use these tools, like especially if you can get a lot of really cool information about your audience, like really quickly. And actually, I think if you use Google, you're using AI because every time you Google something, it's Gemini giving you an answer. So it's kind of honestly, if you're going to be anti-AI, it's like really hard to be anti-AI these days. So, anyways, let's get started with our market research about teacherpreneurs. No, not teacherpreneurs. Maybe we do want to do market research about teacherpreneurs because that is an audience of ours, Jess. But we also want to do market research about, like for me, high school English teachers, for you, librarians. Let's get started. Yay. Okay, are we ready? So, Jess, you have some prompts that we can use. And these prompts were generated using Claude, right? What prompt did you give Claude to give you prompts? This is very meta.
I said, give me a complete episode outline for using AI for market research, one that would help teacher entrepreneurs make more money. And then it did give me a little segment, to look at AI as your own personal research assistant. And then it gave me three prompts, and it said it would be fun to make Amanda do some of these prompts like live to see what the actual answers are. But Amanda might need to tweak it a little bit depending on what audience she wants to go for. So there are three big questions. I guess we'll just do one at a time to try to figure out your audience and what to sell your audience. So the first big question is, what are your customers buying already? Like, what are they already buying right now? So that's the first question you should ask. So I don't know for you, Amanda, I was thinking we should stick with our TPT. We're helping TPT sellers. So let's not talk about TPT sellers. Let's talk about, who we're selling to. We're selling to teachers that need resources. And your store specializes in ELA resources. So I guess you would ask, what are secondary ELA teachers buying for educational products right now? Something like that. You would consider secondary ELA teachers as like your main customers on Teachers Pay Teachers, right?
Sure. Well, what I wrote, I already put the prompt in. I said, what are my customers buying right now? My customers are middle and high school English teachers. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
ready, set. Should I use, there's so many different versions of Claude. So there's Opus 4.6, which is most capable for ambitious work, Sonnet 4.6, which is most efficient for everyday tasks, And Haiku 4.5 is fastest for quick answers. Which one
I
should I use?
use Sonnet. I use Sonnet, but you use what you want to go with.
Let's go with Opus, most
Okay.
ambitious work.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Let's go, Claude. Let me see what do we got here? Great question, Amanda. Let me search for current trends and what middle and high school English teachers are buying right now, especially on platforms like Teachers Pay Teachers, where you sell. Because Claude and I have a history. Claude knows a lot about me. Here's a solid picture of what your customers, middle and high school English teachers, are actively buying and looking for right now, based on current marketplace data and education trends. The big opportunities for you: SEL and student skills resources, your sweet spot. SEL segment is a blue ocean on TPT, smaller in volume than K through 5, but with high demand for high quality research based curricula that teachers aren't equipped to build themselves. And then there's like a link to some website called, it's spelled ACCIO. Have you ever heard of that website?
Mm-mm. No.
53% of teachers prioritize SEL, social emotional learning, and 55% report worsening student behavior, creating a massive opening for behavior management and wellness resources. Okay, so that's number one. I'm not going to read the whole paragraph. It's pretty
Okay.
long-winded, and there's a lot of links to that website, ACO. Number two is adolescent literacy and reading intervention. There's growing urgency around middle school literacy in 2026. Only 30% of eighth graders are reading proficiently, with no state showing gains since 2022. And this is according to NWEA experts outline key education trends to watch. Wow. Okay. And EdSurge. They linked EdSurge as well as that address this concern or this crisis. Number three, AI literacy and digital citizenship. There's a website linked from Discovery Education about 5 biggest K through 12 education trends. Neurodiversity affirming classroom resources. Claude knows this is one of my favorite topics. Um, and Claude talks about ADHD and being an ADHD educator. Number five, no prep engagement driven formats. There's another Discovery Education article linked, professional development content, and then where you're uniquely positioned. Amanda, honestly, you're sitting on a gold mine. The intersection of SEL plus neurodiversity plus practical classroom resources for secondary teachers is exactly where the demand is surging and where the supply is thinnest. Most TPT sellers are K through 5 focused. Your 16 years across diverse school settings, your ADHD lived experience, and the work you've already done on student skills slideshows and autism education content put you in a category of one. So Claude is using what Claude knows about me and what I care about in the answer. So someone else might get a totally different.
Yeah.
You
Are
should.
you are you ready for maybe I could do the second question or you could do it because it's a good question. Are you ready for question number two now? Kind of
Sure.
see
Should I
what you
do a
get.
new chat or this is in the same chat?
Maybe you could use this. I don't think it really matters since it has a memory of your other chats and who you are, right?
Yeah, and
So,
actually that's a setting on Claude you can turn on and off. Like you don't have to have every chat have, you could just start clean every chat, or you can have Claude remember all your chats. Like it's a setting in there. Did you know that?
yeah, it
Okay.
asks me whenever I switch what version I'm using if I want to do that or not. I do it because I'd rather it know things about me than not.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
what's the
here's the
next one?
second question that all teacher entrepreneurs should ask AI in their market research, and it is what are your customers complaining about right now?
Well, he kind of
So
already answered
it
that.
would be what are well, it did say behaviors, but let's see what else it comes up with, like bad classroom behaviors. And what else? And what it does for this is it mines reviews, forums, and comments for pain points. That's what it's supposed to do. And I was like, ooh, nobody likes the word data mining, you know? So I was like, okay, I want to hear. what Claude has to say about that.
Ooh,
So what did you type in? Can you tell me?
this is good stuff. Okay, what are my customers complaining about right now? That's what I typed.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna read all the details. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
read the list.
Okay.
Okay. So number one, AI cheating has broken the homework model. Number two, student behavior and disengagement. We knew that. Number three, parents becoming adversaries instead of partners. Number four, burnout from non-teaching work. Huh. Oh, like professional development, planning, collaboration. Students can't read at grade level. Just talking about that earlier. No clear AI policy from above. What this means for me, it has a big list of what it means for me and my products. The biggest gap I see, question mark, teachers are desperate for practical, ready to use resources that help them redesign assessments and classroom activities for an AI world, especially in ELA. Wow.
That was good stuff.
I better get
That,
busy. This is,
yeah. Too much info. Do you
it's,
want the third? Are you ready for the third question?
what's the third question?
I don't know how you would word this. Maybe you have some ideas, but the third question should be like, first, what are people buying? What are they complaining about? The third question should be what's missing from the big picture? Like what's lacking out there? So like, I don't know, like what resources are missing or what's missing that I could do now. And I feel like you already got some good ideas from like what people are already buying. But I guess what this would do would be to identify the gap between what exists and what people are searching for, because there is a gap there on what, and that's what the money makers are. That's what goes viral is like what is missing from everything out there.
So I typed what's missing in the teachers pay teachers marketplace. Is that okay? Okay, let's see what it says. Da, 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 da. If you're an English teacher, you're really happy right now to hear all of this stuff, I think. Well, not, I mean, if you're a teacherpreneur English teacher, because this is giving you lots of ideas. Like I'm doing some market research for you. And by the way, like many of us need to fill this hole, like these gaps, right? It can't just be me. Okay. Uh, we need to work together and collaborate, not against each other. We should do an episode about that, like that attitude of like people who feel like scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. I have an abundance mindset, I think. Okay, neurodiversity resources for general ed secondary teachers. This is your single biggest opportunity. When you search neurodiversity or autism on TPT, what you find falls into two buckets: bulletin board crafts for Awareness Month and self contained special education resources for early elementary. The recommended answer for TPT sellers is pain point mining, creating resources that specifically address neurodiversity needs within literacy. Interesting. What's almost completely absent? Resourcer Jess is zooming on through the Zoom call because this new feature that's like somehow moves Jess back and forth on a conveyor belt. What is happening? You're getting very interested in this. So I think it's talking about neurodiversity resources in the general education classroom. So what's absolutely absent is resources that help a regular seventh grade or 10th grade ELE teacher understand and support the neurodivergent students already sitting in their general education classroom. No one is bridging that gap the way you can. That's what it said.
I
Wow.
love it. I mean, this was a really fun activity. It
There's
says,
more. There's so much more.
oh, is there? Do you want to share all of it?
I don't
Or do
know.
you want to go on to the next segment,
Well,
which
it's
is what does AI get wrong? Like there are limitations on using it for everything, right? Like it can't replace a real human conversation like what we're having right now. Like you get the list, you get your market research, but it can't be you have to have people to talk to about your ideas. You shouldn't ever be like an island And this almost leads into that episode you're talking about doing collaboration over competition, right? Like you should be throwing these ideas out at people. Like you get these long lists and you should be kind of spitballing the ideas with real humans just to make sure. Like you can't believe every little detail that you get from AI all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're looking for recipes and shopping lists, sure,
No,
whatever.
actually, no.
No, it's bad.
Sometimes recipes can be all quirky and
I
weird.
did try a recipe once and it sucked really bad.
Yeah.
It was a 3 ingredient recipe, and it was like, this is so healthy. This is so great. And I'm like, oh, this sounds so much fun. And I tried it. It was horrible. It's like, what does a computer eat this? This is no flavor. It was awful. It was basically just like throw a bag of hash browns in with some cans of broth, and it's gonna make creamy potato soup. It's gonna be amazing. And then throw in like a dash of milk or something. And I did it, and it was slop. Like, I wouldn't even give it to my dog. It was so bad.
Ew. Okay. Well, and I do think that this using AI, using these prompts is great, but you also need to supplement with SEO keyword search. Like, what are teachers actually searching on Google, on TPT, like so using some sort of SEO tool and I love YDP. They are getting really good at helping you with your SEO. I know they're expensive, but gosh, they're YDP has got some really cool tools for SEO and finding keywords to use that people are actually searching on Teachers Pay Teachers. So if you can kind of pair this market research from Claude using these prompts with like, nitty gritty SEO, like, okay, what are the keywords that could fit with this neurodiversity product that I have? You know what I mean? Because I don't know if teachers are searching neurodiversity on TPT. They might not be. You know what I mean? So like the need on TPT, it could be different because there are a lot of elementary teachers on TPT more than secondary. So that's
It's
what I would
true.
say.
Okay. Do you think we're kind of done with this episode now?
Yes.
Okay. Namaste.
Namaste. Goodbye.